You're already in here.
God dang it. I think this is the running joke for the other podcast. That I'm always not knowing when we live, dog.
No, bro, I told you 8 o'clock. We are live. We're doing it live. Let's do it live.
We're doing it live.
Let's do it live. Oh man, how are y'all feeling today, man? It is your boy Pat, the designer, back at it again, joined by my guy P.Kidd. Look, I didn't figure it out. I know it's the opposite way. Joined by my guy P.Kidd.
Whoa, baby. Today, it's Petty Casanova today.
Petty Casanova, ladies and gentlemen. Let's introduce the people into your alter ego. What's going on with the Petty Casanova?
Oh, listen, I'm here to talk big stuff about why we should fire my man Nagy. Yes, we should. Yes, we should.
And that's what he's here for. And that is what he's here for. Yeah, let's kind of get into this. Before we do get into it, we appreciate you guys for joining the show. We want to let you guys know, make sure that you like the video, make sure that you subscribe to the page, because we do talk Chicago sports weekly, and we don't want you to miss a thing. So make sure that you hit that bell. Now, Matt Nagy,
talk to him,
has been accused of some interesting things here.
Snitched on him, goddamn go self.
I can't make it up. and the tough part is, for the first time, in honesty, let's have an honest moment here. Y'all know me, and y'all know I'm throwing all the tags in here so that we get everything right. But y'all know I'm having an honest moment with y'all. There's no defending if it is true. And based on his comments as well, based on what he said, there's no defending the fact. And whether it is a fact or not, but he didn't seem to discredit anything that Mitch said. There's no defending the fact that you're not inputting your quarterback into your system. You're not doing the things that your quarterback has said, hey, these things work for me, into your system.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, Matt Nagy was on gave an interview today that kind of addressed some of these things. So go ahead, Pat. I just want to fill them in a little bit in case they missed it.
Yeah, essentially, if you didn't realize kind of what I'm talking about here, Matt Nagy Mitch Trubisky basically came out in his press conferences yesterday and said that Matt Nagy, he felt that the team was doing things that that fit him more. The team was actively trying to do things that fit his game more. The team was actively trying to get essentially he was trying to get Allen Robinson more involved. He was trying to get Cole Kmet more involved. And Matt Nagy basically kind of relegated him to this, yeah, you know what? We kind of got this. We got this figured out. You just go out there and play. And so if that is true, and we talked about Matt Nagy today, by the way, Danny in the live, good to see you, my boy. Keep it 100 in the live. I'm not saying that Mitch is the answer. I'm not saying that Mitch is the guy. I'm not saying that Mitch is going to all of a sudden have a career that takes off once he leaves Chicago. I don't want anybody to think that.
Pause. I think it will.
Okay, that's you. I don't believe that. I don't believe
here we go. Talk. Let's get spicy with it.
But if you are in an offensive room and you're not including your starting quarterback's input into your game plan, your starting quarterback's input into your game plan, I can't defend you. You're not an NFL head coach. Get out of here.
Whew, get him out of here. Oh, wait.
I can't defend that, bro.
Did you?
I cannot defend that. I don't care about culture. I don't care. And I'm not saying that these things aren't important. I want Muzz to hear me. I'm not saying that these things aren't important. For Muzz that know me, they know that I was a Nagy guy. I think that Nagy can lead this team. But if it is true that Mitch has been suggesting all year that, hey, I think me and Cole Kmet have a really good relationship together. Hey, I think that we should get Allen Robinson more involved in the game plan. I think that Darnell Mooney really does good things for us. I think that if he's suggesting all these things and you looked at Mitch and said, you know what, we're going to stick with what works for us. Mitchell Trubisky said that he said that we need to get David Montgomery more involved in this. You chose to run the ball 17 times last week. I don't care if we broke off for 80 yards. You chose to run the ball 17 times last week. And the rest of the season, you ain't chose to run the ball the whole season. If that is true, you are not an NFL head coach. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
So let me ask you this. With what you just said, will you give Mitch another season? Because you said a whole lot. You finally came over to the dark side.
This is the thing. I don't think Mitch is the answer. My bad, y'all. I haven't been throwing the comments up. That's my fault. I was really passionate on this one. I don't think Mitch is the answer. Do I think that Mitch can be a bridge? I don't know. Would I pay Mitch top quarterback money to do it? I don't know. But here's the thing. The question after Mitch answered that was, so with all of that, do you think that you'll come back here in Chicago? You know what he said? I'm thinking, I don't know. At this point, I'm just thinking about Minnesota.
Keep it 100.
So it's not a matter of if we want Mitch back. It's a matter of if Mitch wants to come back.
Listen, thank you. Because at this point, you have to think about this. As my man Frank Smith just said, he hurt Mitch. When you sit there and you saw progression in 2018, yeah, he did regress, but guess what? When you go away from what worked for your QB, you don't give him a chance to succeed. It's not as if he had a chance to succeed at what was working for him and he failed. We didn't get that. So it's not making excuses for him. It's the facts. Everyone can sit here and concur that this is the Mitchell we saw in 2019 was not the same Mitchell we saw in 2018. Why was that? We tried to make him something he wasn't. And so when you can sit there and say that, it ain't an excuse. It's just the facts. Sometimes the truth is sometimes the truth hurts. And so we have to sit there and acknowledge the fact that our head coach went away from it. You know what else he said in that interview, though, for those who didn't watch it?
Go ahead.
And I like the reporter who sat there and wanted to get clarification on it. He said, who's calling the plays?
Oh, and that second one? Yeah, he made sure. He said Bill Lazor's still calling the plays on Sunday. He did say that Bill Lazor's still calling the plays on Sunday. But the problem is...
And he's calling better plays.
He's calling a more balanced game plan. And he's probably the one that's saying, hey, what's Mitch doing? We should probably get Mitch more involved. You know what I'm saying? And so... I look at, and I'm gonna say this: talent trumps all. And what I mean by that is, does anybody in here think Bill O'Brien's getting another coaching job? Does anybody in the chat think that Bill O'Brien is getting another coaching job? By the way, if you are in the chat, please like the video, subscribe to the page. We talk Chicago sports weekly. Do the podcast every week at 8:00. Do you think Bill O'Brien's getting another head coaching job?
Texans, right?
Yep.
Nope. Why should he?
He shouldn't. He was a mediocre head coach and an even worse GM.
No, so guess what?
But Deshaun Watson went to the AFC title game. Talent trumps all. Do I think that Mitch can possibly be a mediocre quarterback? Be a guy who you kind of maybe have that Ryan Fitzpatrick role where if you find the perfect system that fits you, you can take a step, possibly. But I don't think that's here. I don't think that's Chicago, and I don't think he would come back to Chicago.
I don't think he comes back to Chicago.
I'm gonna be real with you. I wouldn't come back to Chicago if Ryan Pace or whoever it is. Maybe if an entirely new regime is in the building, but if somebody sits down across from me and says, I want you to still be the quarterback of the Chicago Bears. Listen, you have to prove to us that you are the guy, but we will sign you to a 2-year, $10 million contract. If you're willing to come back for that and prove that you're the guy, we can get you more. If you're not the guy, it's 2 years, $10 million. We can both part ways.
I think for one, let's be
I don't think Mitch would take it. I give you the double bird and I'd walk out the door. I say, you know what this organization has done to me? Double bird.
His reputation is done. His reputation is shot until he goes somewhere and reinvents himself. And honestly, I don't think he's reinventing himself. He has to go somewhere with an organization that's willing to play to his strength. And since Nagy didn't want to do it, guess what? Like I said, Nagy needs to go. And then after that, we could talk Pace and Mitch. Give your boys time to do, because we already had the video on Pace. Pace didn't do a bad job. It wasn't what we wanted.
I think we have very different opinions on that.
Listen, comparatively, and especially with some of the reports, you can't sit there and get it right every time. But guess what? He had some great, and his offseason, his signings and stuff like that put him in a great position to keep his job. He did his job. It's the coach's job to sit there and nurture and develop these players. So guess what? When the coach isn't doing his job, it affects everyone else.
Right.
That's every sport. That's every sport. Football, basketball, doesn't matter. Right. So at this point, you got to sit there and change out that piece first. You change out that piece, and then we can sit there and talk about the players that we haven't developed.
You know what though? I think Ryan Pace has done him just as big as a disservice as if what they're saying about Matt Nagy is true as Matt Nagy has. And I'll tell you why.
Hear me out. I mean, I want to hear you out. Sorry.
I'll tell you why. Ryan Pace, you draft Mitch second overall, right? You've already put him in a bad position if he's not a superstar.
It was a second or four. It was second. All right.
He was second. Second overall. He went before Deshaun Watson. He went before Pat Mahomes.
Yep.
Pat Mahomes, we didn't really know about at the time, but you took him before the guy who dominated the best defense in college football twice.
Facts.
You already put him in a bad position.
I get that.
And then you don't do everything that you can to protect him. Oh, he's mobile. He can get away. He can. No. You didn't do everything that you could to protect him. You didn't do everything that you could to keep your quarterback from having to run for his life. Yeah. Is Mitch a little bit better throwing on the move? Yes, he is. I'll give you that. Is it great? Absolutely not. But is he better throwing on the move? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't have to be on the move because he's about to die. So I put as much fault on Ryan Pace as I do on Matt Nagy. You got to get them both out of here. And by the way, somebody put Ted Phillips in a box and take him with him.
Dang.
I'm sick of this, bro. I'm sick of this because, fam, this is common sense, bro. If you're my starting quarterback and you come to me and you say, hey, yo, in my best games, Allen Robinson and David Montgomery have done well. And I say, am I doing the best thing for you? Am I doing what's best for you to be successful?
I'm going to give you an interesting stat. So our first game of the season was against who?
First game of the season, the Lions, right?
Right. What was Mitch's QBR? Just take a guess, just wild guess.
It was probably 104, but I feel like we can't base that on anything because I'll bet you through the first three quarters of that, it was probably 74.
Oh yeah, it was probably trash, right? Yeah. But guess what? It was 104.
Yeah. That's usually his cap. That's usually what he caps out at.
Last two games he's played with a different play caller.
Yep.
That's actually with our whole staff admitting that they got him involved, listened to Key and all that stuff. Guess what his rating has been?
What? 104?
108. And against Houston, 126.
Yeah, against Houston, he had a high one. He was dominating that. I can't defend anything. Honestly, all of them need to go. Let's be real. You are higher on Mitch than I am. To me, all of them need to go.
The reason I'm higher on Mitch is because everyone sits there and says, well, Mitch can't read coverage. It's ironic that Nick Foles, who can read coverage, had the same problem Mitch had.
Nick Foles can't move. Don't get fooled and think this offensive line is good. It is not.
He had the same problem Mitch had. So here's the thing.
But
they told Mitch to be a pocket QB.
Right.
And they told him to stay in the pocket and perform the same way they wanted Foles to do, where they're going to have the same outcome, right? Because all the other variables are still the same.
No, because he can get away in the pocket.
Well, if
the pocket collapses, you got to move. The problem, we saw Nick Foles move. The problem is Nick Foles can't move. like the pocket collapsed, he tried to get away, but he's 100.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I look at, I think if the situations were the same, if the situation was Ryan Pace built you an offensive line that was stable, one, you're probably not looking for a quarterback. You're probably looking to draft a quarterback, but you're probably like, we can live with Mitch. You're probably picking up his fifth-year option. I'm not saying that he's great. I'm not saying that he's more talented, but I'm saying that he gives you a better option at the quarterback position. So you're probably not going to get Nick Foles. And he already knows the system. If your offensive line is set.
The devil you know is better than the devil you don't.
Exactly. If your offensive line is set. Now, if the offensive line is set and you go get Nick Foles, guess what? Nick Foles probably looks like a lot closer to the Nick Foles of Philly than the Nick Foles we got here.
Absolutely.
You got to protect your quarterback. And that's why I say you have to put as much onus on Ryan Pace as we do on Matt Nagy. If we're getting Matt Nagy out of here, Matt Nagy, you pack up your desk and then you go up to the front office. You get a big box. You throw Ryan Pace in it. He packs up his desk. He goes up to Ted Phillips' office and he packs up Ted Phillips. Y'all all do a tandem, human centipede and get up out of there.
I get every. Yes.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm sick of this, bro.
I get with you.
We've been watching this for too long, and for me to hear that my head coach is not including his starting quarterback, I don't care if it's the starting quarterback and it's Ryan Fitzpatrick or it's Drew Lock or I don't care who it is. If he says I'm comfortable with this, I don't care if it's the doggone wide receiver that started for Denver that 1 week. If he says I'm comfortable with this, then you do what he's comfortable with. You know why? Because he might not die.
Hey, listen. I'm going to say this, though. Football Mama got it right in the comments. Thank you for comments. Hey, you all in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Do the thing. We're trying to get this up to 100 people in the views. Thank you. Hey, check this out. Let's be real. I agree with everything but the fact that Pace needs to go. I don't think it needs to be a package deal. I think Matt can go ahead and take Phil on his way, Ted Phillips, and go ahead and pack it. I think he goes, hey, listen, we're gonna dial this one in and go ride that wave.
But here's what I'll say to that.
I can make a fighting argument for Pace. I can't fight for Nagy.
Hey,
I can't.
Hold up.
I can fight for Mitch. I can't fight for Nagy.
So you can't fight for Nagy, right?
Can't fight for Nagy. I can fight for Mitch. I can fight for Pace. I can't fight for Nagy of Ted Phillips.
Who looked at Matt Nagy and said, "This is my guy"? Who sat in a room with all the coaching candidates and looked at Matt Nagy and said, I think he's the guy that's going to improve quarterback that I just drafted 2nd overall. And I don't blame Mitch for going that high. You shouldn't have been there.
Hey, listen. It ain't his fault he got drafted.
It's not his fault. Hey, get your money. Get your money. You know what I'm saying? But if you were drafted 2nd overall, whether you wanted to be taken there or not, and I'm sitting in a room, every move I make from that point on, the defense is getting built. We still doing that. The defense is getting built.
Absolutely.
Every move I make from that point on better be to protect my star quarterback. You know why? Because you might be able to win a game 35-32 if you can put up 35 points.
If you play to your QB strength, you might be able to do it. Listen, I get what you're saying, but even you said Nagy's a guy. He can keep the locker room. He can he's building a culture. He can gather the troops. And guess what? All that.
You know what? This right here is the straw that broke the camel's back. Which, by the way, is one of the weirdest sayings in the world. I don't know what's going on. But the straw that broke the camel's back.
I think he just cost himself a job, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. And you know why? And listen, little vindictive might be, hold on, what you calling yourself? Petty Casanova? Might be a little petty, but Mitch sitting in there like, I just want y'all to know, if my career over, all y'all careers is over. If my career over, every single one of y'all careers is over.
I'm putting cases on all.
Yes, the training day.
Man, listen.
Hey, so you telling me, Mitch? So you telling me Mitch is literally sitting in a room? Oh, okay. Y'all gonna do this to me? I'm putting cases on all you. You will be playing football in Pelican Bay. Shoot program.
What's good with you?
Hey, Jay Crick, come here right as I'm doing the rant.
There's no way
live P1. Shout out to you, Jay.
There's no way we can sit there and pass it up.
No,
Now, I will say this though.
This one really is the straw that broke the camel back for me. And I'm sorry if I'm coming off so hard about it, bro. But pause. But it's so annoying to hear that the guy who's leading the team on the field is not getting input into the offensive scheme. Are you kidding me?
Let me get this straight. I've told you this. How many weeks?
But we've never heard that Matt Nagy was not allowing Mitch Trubisky to have input into the offensive game plan. We've never heard that.
Let me tell you how we kind of knew that was the case. Because remember, this was probably the case with Foles. Because what was Foles credited with saying? He's calling plays that I can't execute.
You know what? You know when we should have noticed it? I'll tell you exactly when we should have noticed
it. They sitting side by side on the bus or the plane. They're like this.
They're buddies. They're best friends.
And he literally said, he's calling plays we can't execute.
Hey, I'll tell you exactly.
That 5 weeks ago, bro.
I'll tell you exactly when we should have noticed it.
To when?
When Anthony Miller said, I just really think we should call the plays that we run in practice because those work. What? No, excuse me. Hold on. What'd you say? So you telling me you practice for a week? Great week of practice. We hear that every Sunday, right? Great week of practice. I've never seen these guys play better. They're dominant on the field. They're gonna kill somebody today. Great week of practice. Hey,
boom,
coach, can we call? No. Screen pass to Cordero Patterson. For real, bro. For real, bro.
Hey, bro, we ain't work on this all week. What we talking about? Like, we literally have professional athletes literally saying that, hey, we get a test every week that the teacher ain't teach us on.
And teacher ain't teach us on, bro. Oh, that's a good analogy. Jay Crit with the question. Fellas, but can I ask you a question? Should Mitch be allowed to be involved in adult conversation? Ooh.
Hey. When you pay him that much money and you give him that position,
he on a rookie contract. He ain't making that much. But
hey, listen, he getting paid enough.
I'll say this to you, Jay. If you're not involving your quarterback in
scheming and game plan,
in scheming things that he is comfortable with, you're doing a disservice to that guy. You're doing a disservice to that guy. Now, here's the question I'll give you. Because I feel like in 2020, we give up on people too soon. And we're talking about giving up on everybody here. We talk about Mitch. We talk about Nagy. We talking about Pace. We talking about we give up on people too soon. Now Pace. I
almost cuss. I'm about to say the only N-word that did his job in this whole thing was kind of Pace, because we wouldn't have the defense we had without him. Without him doing that, what would we have? Let
me ask you this.
You asking me questions, but you ain't answer it. What will we have if he didn't do that?
I didn't even ask you the question yet.
All right.
That's that Petty Casanova.
Listen, I'm in it. Fresh off work, I got to do it.
Let me ask you this. If
can we hire Mike Dicker?
Hey, I don't think we need to bring Dicker back, bro. I don't think we need to bring Dicker back. Ditka said, hey, listen. It's a lot of black athletes on this squad for Ditka to be coming back, bro.
Hey, that caught me.
Hey, listen. Ditka and Brian Urlacher coming back is a tough one with all these black athletes out here right now.
Oh, we.
No, but I want to ask you this. So, say these last 4 weeks go well, you make the playoffs. You make a run. You make a run.
Paint the picture for me.
Because listen, I've seen teams come in, win all the way to the playoffs, and get in the playoffs on a heater, and win more than the amount of games that we sitting here. Oh, they're gonna be done in the first round. Oh snap! Okay, well, they got through the first round. Oh, they're gonna be done in the divisional. Oh my goodness. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. They just beat they're gonna be done in. Say you're gonna run. Nagy's already under contract. Pace is already under contract. Do you bring them back and see? All right, let's see. You get one shot. You get one season, maybe a half a season, to see if you can replicate what we saw at the end of that year. Would you do that if they're able to go on a run?
Who again?
Everybody.
Listen, bro.
Because this is what I'll say. Just like Mitch is learning on the fly, Matt is learning on the fly. Now he's been here 3 years, so you're thinking, okay, he should have it together by now. But you paired a bunch of people that were learning on the fly together.
Here's the thing. I tell you my answer. Truly, I get that everyone's learning on the fly, but it literally is Nagy's job to incorporate his QB in those conversations.
Oh, listen, I can't defend that. You're right. You're right. I can't defend that.
Let me say it. It's literally his job. We are not getting, if we get into the playoffs because we changed the play call into someone else besides Nagy, right. We included our starting QB inside. Like, what if now I have to question whether or not he included Nick in those conversations? I have to question that now.
I'll bet you he included Nick more in those conversations because he wanted Nick.
That's true. I give you that.
He wanted Nick, and I'll bet you he didn't include Mitch in those conversations because he wanted Nick.
So guess what? We have a different play caller, and all of a sudden we win 2 games. So if we win the next 4, what have minutes left? Forgive me.
3,
whatever. If we win those next 3
Petty
games.
Casanova's been drinking, yo.
Hey, listen, a couple of them. A couple of them, baby. Listen, it's been a day. If we win those games and we beat Green Bay specifically,
yeah,
with those adjustments, that's Nagy's behind on the line.
Right.
I don't care about nobody else. It's Nagy's behind on the line. Because guess what? You the fool that decided to be the play caller and the head coach at the same time, and it wasn't working out. You was the idiot that we was 5-1, and now all of a sudden we 6-7. That happened under when you decided to take the ham. So guess what? You played out of position. It showed up, and guess what? I'm gonna export you out. I'm gonna pack your box for you, buddy.
But let me ask you this. And I'm not saying that he's gonna be this guy. I don't want nobody in here coming at my head like, are you really gonna do this?
Who we talking about?
Bill Belichick was in Cleveland. Bill Belichick had his own opportunity to be a head coach, and it failed. And now we consider him as one of the greatest head coaches. Was it Cleveland? I know Bill Belichick, first off, King Petty. If we talking Petty Casanova, King Petty, signed with the Jets for a day, looked at it and was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. I'm getting out of here, bro. Let me fact check myself on this. But in the beginning, hold on. Listen. In the beginning, looked like a complete failure. I'm saying because we live in a culture today where we give up on people immediately. Like year 1, year 2, when Nagy failed after he won Coach of the Year, Muzz were like, it's terrible. And I want y'all to say, yeah, it was Cleveland. It was Cleveland. Shout out to y'all in the chat too. I mean, bro, we're talking about a coach who went from some of the worst teams in NFL history. Did nothing for the defense, did nothing for the offense, to one of the best. To one of the greatest.
There are interviews about Bill, even as an assistant and all the positions he had before he was head coach, before he became a head coach, as saying that he was one of the toughest people to play for.
Yep.
I don't see that being a Matt Nagy storyline. I don't see it at all. So I'm gonna need him and his Denny's menu to go ahead, get the heck out of here, dog.
I'm not saying. Listen. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm more on your side than I'm not now. But I'm playing you. Now I'm playing the devil's advocate, right? We've seen, although in 2 losses and a win versus the Texans, 2 losses that, oh, by the way, you should have won. Well, maybe the Packers game. All right, you're going to get chopped up by Aaron Rodgers because you don't know what you're doing. But we saw Mitch put up 25 in garbage time, but 25. Next game, we saw Mitch put up 30. Next game, we saw him put up, what we have, 34? 35, something like that, versus the Texans.
Yeah, we put up a lot of points, to tell you that much. We put up more points at half than we have accomplished all season.
And so what I'm saying is, did something click? Did somebody look at Matt Nagy and they're in the meeting room and they're like, yo, I don't know what we've been doing all season, but let this boy do what he wants to do. Let him play his game. Let him do what he's asked to do, and let's see how that goes. Because what you asked us to do is not working. We were 5-1, now we're 6-7. And so that's the biggest thing. Are we going to give up on somebody when it clicks because the season was a failure.
And that's what gonna give up on who when it clicks.
I mean, listen. It could be anybody.
On Mitch, or we give
up. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you. If Matt Nagy goes, Ryan Pace got to go with him. Ryan Pace. I'm gonna tell you some of the. This is the thing at the position. I'm gonna tell you the decisions he made. They're bad. You picked Kevin White. We can say, oh well, you can't predict injury. No, you should. You should look at these guys when they come out of college, and even if you're not predicting injury, you should look at them and say, well. He don't know how to run a route, and an NFL wide receiver has to run routes. So I'm looking at Ryan Pace on that. Leonard Floyd on the Bears. I don't know if getting traded clicked something for him, but now he's killing it. But on the Bears, that's a bad pick. Mitch Trubisky right now looks like he's not going to work out as the Bears quarterback. We'll see what happens moving forward. We'll see how the season finishes. Those are your 3 top picks. And you've gotten them wrong. Now, have you made the right decisions later? Yes. But I can't look at Matt Nagy and say, all right, Matt, we really don't like the things you did. We think that you failed as a head coach for the Chicago Bears. We don't think that you've done the right things for Mitch. We're going to let you go.
I'm going to play the game with you. Let's do this. We'll give you another team that should have definitely been trashed this year, but they put up a good effort.
All right.
Who's the coach on the 49ers?
Sean McVay. No, not Sean McVay. Good Lord. It's why can't I think of his name? His crib is so nice.
It is a nice.
No, it does not. It does. I can't think of his name. I know his name.
No, wait. Hear me out though. And the people and for all those in the chat, hey, help me out. Listen, we did not expect them to be as good. Kyle
Shanahan.
Listen, we did not expect them to be as good as they are because of all the injuries, all the things like that. But they have battled themselves into a decent season. Am I right?
Yep.
What did he have to do to get that done?
Coach. He had to coach.
He had to adjust, right?
Yep.
He had to adjust to all the players that he had available. Am I right?
Yep.
Chad, am I right? Am I wrong that he had to adjust? I've seen Nagy not adjust for 3 whole seasons.
True.
I've seen Nagy just insist on his way or the highway, and it didn't work out. And so guess what? I'm going to see him first. No matter what, I'm going to see him go first.
Yeah.
You can sit here and talk about Mitch ain't this, Mitch ain't that, but guess what? He ain't really adjusted. I want to sit there. If he has, let me know. Tell me where the adjustment came. The only adjustment that came that he did right was give up play calling.
Listen, you're not wrong.
When he gave up play calling, guess what? All of a sudden, we have a run game. How's that possible? We ain't had a run game in 2 years.
Hey, look. I gotta address
80 yards.
I gotta address this one right here real quick. Floyd is only good because at defensive tackle right next to him is Aaron Donald. Leonard Floyd had Akeem Hicks and Khalil Mack in 2 career seasons, and they dominated. But that's outside the point. And he did nothing. I just wanted 26 pressures on the quarterback. Pressures, not sack, pressures. All right, cool. But I agree with you. He hasn't adjusted.
So until we can't doing it as a package deal is going to set us up for rebuilding for the next couple of years. Let's be honest.
You're rebuilding.
We don't have to though. We don't have to. We started the season 5-1.
Listen,
we don't have to.
You're retooling because in the NFL you can go from worst to first very quickly. And if the guy coming in, listen, you got a first round pick this year. You got to hit. You have to hit. I don't care if it's 15. I don't care if it's 24. I don't care what it is. You have to find talent in a first round position. And they have not done that since Ryan Pace has been here. You have to find talent in the first round. That's where the best talent is. Not always, but it's you have the pick of the litter. You literally have the word. Ryan Pace, let me tell you something. The reason that Ryan Pace is so egregious to me is because it's not like he hasn't had great positions to pick at. We had 2. We've had 7. We've had 2. We had 4. He had the world to choose from. And the only pick that we complained about is Mitch because of how it turned out. Who?
We already had this video, dog. We ain't got to do that again. We already did that.
Because I complained about every first round pick the man had. The only first round pick he got right was Roquan Smith. Come on, bro. That's too egregious. He got to go too. It's got to be a package deal, and it doesn't set you up for a rebuild because that doesn't mean that the guys coming in are going to get rid of the talent.
How many Pro Bowlers did we get out of 17 and 18? We already did it. We already did this.
How many Pro Bowlers did we get out of 17 and 18? What'd you get? Tariq Cohen. You got technically Mitch, but come on, is that what we doing? That's who you throwing in there.
I'm not making it. Hey, listen. Let's be honest. His first, when they gave him the reins at his first year behind him, yeah, he did pretty good. He did pretty good. Hey, listen, you live in the city. We from the city. We from the city. We know he did pretty good.
24-12. But
are you discrediting that?
I'm not discrediting that. But here's the thing. What did I say before?
And then he signs. Make some excellent signing on our defense that kept us in the playoff hunt regardless, right?
For every signing you have, I have one that goes against it.
Okay, what's the signing against Khalil Mack?
He paid Robert Quinn $30 million, and my man ain't got to the quarterback this year. He ain't even sniffed the quarterback this year. He has like 7 pressures. $30 million. And I'm not saying you should have kept Leonard Floyd.
Did he get Mack right though?
Yeah, he got Mack right, but for every good decision he makes, there's 1 or 2 bad decisions. He got Akeem Hicks right. He got Eddie Jackson right. There's picks that he got right, absolutely. I'm not saying that he got everything wrong since he's been on the team. I'm not saying that.
Done a decent job. Now, here's the thing. I know it hasn't played out entirely as we wanted to. I'm not saying that. And I am not one of those people that's trying to make a strong case to keep Pace. I want people to understand, especially those within the chat. I'm not saying making a strong case to keep him. However, I do understand that if we were to fire him and Pace at the same time, we will now have another season in which we're in a rebuild at that point.
Why?
Because if we get rid of Pace, we get rid of Nagy, we're definitely going to have to get rid of Biscuits because he has to go with him. Ted Phillips might retire.
Does he?
Like, we're literally going to have an entire changing of the guard, and we don't even know who that next person is.
And let me tell you this.
Like,
Trey Burton as well. Trey Burton as well, although he's killing in Indy right now. It's crazy. But
it's funny. He's killing in Indy, but he wasn't killing here. I wonder why.
Because he wouldn't get on the field.
I wonder why.
Because he said he had anxiety.
Okay. I would have anxiety playing for Nagy.
Hey, look. I'm not putting that on Matt Nagy. Trey Burton didn't put his own butt on the field. That's on you. Players got to play. But here's the thing. To that aspect, they still got the talent.
What talent?
You can change out everybody. You still got.
You may lose Robertson.
You may, but I'll tell you what. You're probably more than likely to lose Allen Robertson if Ryan Pace is still the GM.
I don't see.
You're probably much more likely to lose Ryan Pace. He wouldn't even talk to the man. What from Allen Robinson did you see last year or at any point this year that said he shouldn't get a contract extension?
Who? Allen Robinson?
Allen Robinson. What have you seen from him that has said he shouldn't be extended already? They haven't even talked to my man.
Probably don't think they're gonna be here to do it.
It might be George saying, "Listen, you can't sign nobody because we don't know if you're gonna be here." It might be that. It absolutely might be that. I've seen that before. But the thing is, there's nothing that says he shouldn't be paid. There's nothing about his game that says he shouldn't be paid. He's got 3,000-yard seasons with whether you love Mitch or hate Mitch. Mitch Trubisky is mediocre. Blake Bortles is terrible. Nick Foles was terrible. He's got 3,000-yard seasons with them. Pay that man. And find him a quarterback to give him the ball.
Give his quarterback an O-line, too.
Give him an O-line. But again, these are the strikes against Ryan Pace, and we don't want to get off Matt Nagy. This all started with Matt Nagy because I'm more leaning towards he need to go now if what we heard is true about him not including Mitch in the game plan. But at the end of the day, these 3 guys need to go. Phillips is, I think at this point, really, he's a puppet.
I think he's retiring.
No, I think he's a puppet. I think he's the financial guy. He's the accountant. He's the banker. He's the guy that's like, hey, we got money. Now, in the past, he was more involved. But I think that now he's just more of a banker. But you need somebody to be the team president. You need a football mind as your team president. And then he goes out and he picks your GM. Stop getting these collectives of trash to go out and say, hey, what's his name? Eric Korsky? Oh, I really like his jaw structure. Get your goof. What? If everybody that's saying Peyton Manning in the chat, I want it to be known that Peyton Manning went out and said Adam Gase was the guy. Like I'm just saying. Hey, bro, what are we coming from?
Dog,
what are we coming from?
Go. Listen. Here's the thing, right? Because you know why he said Adam Gase was there, because he was there with him in Denver. We gotta let that go.
Okay.
Let it go. Like, listen, you go real hard on people who make a bad decision, but listen, your GM ain't gonna get it right every time. Your GM, statistically speaking, they don't. They really don't. There's no way for them to know, right? And statistically speaking, your boy that you're trying to fire has actually done a really good job. Statistically speaking, he's
missed on his biggest picks.
So
that's the miss.
At this point, actually, we don't know if he missed, because
what you mean?
Listen,
you know the players that have gone after.
I'm gonna follow the people in the chat. If Mitch leaves and balls out, and it turns out not to be a bust, would it have been a miss to take him at 2? Because remember, there's some all-time greats that didn't do too hot their first couple of seasons. Drew Brees is one of them.
Yeah, but
his first 3 seasons, guess what? He was like, we don't know how this is gonna work out. And then all of a sudden, Drew Brees is Drew Brees.
Yes,
Captain Checkdown who can't move. So guess what? You mean to tell me that if we have seriously the opportunity to play to our QB strength, give him the time to do that, and we win some games, that he can actually be good? I'm not saying he's going to be Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. We probably never have that for another 10 years. Let's be honest. We thought Lamar Jackson was going to be that guy, and guess what? Lamar ain't looking too hot right now.
Hey,
guess what?
I'll tell you what. You flip teams, and you put Deshaun on the Chiefs, and you put Pat Mahomes on the Texans.
You see how you said Deshaun and not Lamar, like I said. You see that?
Oh no, yeah, Lamar.
You didn't say the
right. But I'm still looking at people. I'm saying because you said Pat Mahomes is probably a 10-year prodigy. You put Deshaun on the Chiefs with what they got, and put Pat over there. I bet you it looks very similar.
Let's be real. You probably never get that again. I mean, Trevor Lawrence may come out and do something, and I hope he does. What's that kid that got injured this season?
You talk about out of not for the Chargers.
No, not for the
Chargers. No, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow.
Oh man, that was a nasty injury.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough to see.
Listen, maybe that happens. Let's be real. We probably never see people that a couple draft classes within this span that's this loaded with talented QBs for a while. And we definitely won't see another Patrick Mahomes for a while. So I can't compare Mitch to a Patrick Mahomes. That's like literally not even. That's not.
You can't compare him to him, but you can look at what Ryan Pace did in that draft. To say that yes, he has hits, but he's missed on the biggest ones. He got to go. If you want to get Nagy out of there, hey, listen, I might be on board with you on that one, but Pace got to follow him right out the door. Heck, Pace can lead the line. Pace can lead the line of firing. What's our tourist doing this weekend? Can we just get AK up in there? Let's get AK in there. Bring that sickle that he used to chop Gar Foreman out of here, to chop all, what's that trainer name? Tanaka, his goofy self sitting there. Let's get him up in here and start taking some heads.
Who do we get at both positions if we fire him?
I would go.
Everybody's talking about cut him. That's cool. Who we get though?
I agree with you.
You can't cut both of them and then fill both of those spots. And then now those two idiots
you gotta look at the first spot. You got to figure out what Ted Phillips is. If Ted Phillips is not gone, it's not gonna matter, because that means George is leading the search with his group of people. You're going to get the same junk over and over again. You have to find a football mind. There has never been a football mind sitting in the seat of guys who are making the football decisions since George freaking Halas. My man's bought the team, bro. He created the team. That's the last football mind we had sitting in that seat. He literally was like, I think I'm going to make the Chicago Bears. That's the last football mind we've had in that seat. You have to find a football mind. And listen, then you go out. You know what the Bulls did? The Bulls didn't hire a GM. The Bulls didn't hire what the Cubs did. The Cubs didn't hire a GM. They hired a president of basketball, baseball operations. And that guy went out and he hired a GM. And then that guy went out and he hired a head coach.
Eventually, he fired the GMs. That's what you're trying to tell me. Eventually, the president fired the GM. I get what you're saying, though. I dig it. I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? You have to find that position first. And if you find that position, because listen, when we found that position, we didn't find it. He made the team. When we had that position, you know who he called? Mike Ditka. And you know who he called after he got Dick in there? Hey, let's go get Buddy Ryan. That's how you do it. That's how big teams do it. That's how major teams do it. We still run this team like we sitting on the corner store on 95th.
That's Chicago for you.
It really is, bro. We're still running this team like we're sitting on the corner store. Like that, like, bro, like we going to get bubble gum for a penny and then we heading to the game with a $2 ticket. Stop playing with me, bro. It's not 1945 no more.
I love it. Hey, listen, I want you to know you took all my takes today. It's all right, though. I hate you.
I'm really upset, bro. The Nagy thing pushed me over the edge, bro. It really did, because it's just like, hey, look, shout out to Durant Walker. I like how y'all disagree. Kind of reminds me. I like how y'all agreed to disagree. Kind of reminds me of TNT, Barkley, and Kenny.
Hey, that's a big compliment. Thank you.
All right, let me tell you, that is terrible. That is a terrible take. Mitch Trubisky should have never been the quarterback. They should have picked Deshaun Watson. He's from the South. He is from the South. That is a Bama boy. He beat up on Bama. Anybody that beat up on Bama, that's okay.
I don't have a good Kennedy Smith.
Kennedy Smith.
Yeah, I don't have a good.
Hey, you just got to run to the screen, bro.
Run to the screen.
Just run to the screen. What does Kenny contribute to this show?
Next time I'm gonna turn the desk around so I can do it. That's what I'm gonna say.
Hey, that'll be hilarious, bro. That'll be hilarious. Nah, it really annoys me, bro, because I'm young. I'm 26. I can't imagine y'all that have been watching this game for 50, 60 years. I can't imagine y'all that watched the Bears win one championship with arguably the greatest running back of all time. I can't imagine sitting through. I only been here 26 years, and let's be honest, I've probably been paying attention to football for maybe 16, 17 of those. Jay Critt is 56. Hey, shout out to you, bro. You're looking good for 56, though.
Man,
he's looking great for 56. Shout out Jay Critt. Hey, look, Jay Critt, let's get him up here so the people can see him. Jay Critt is looking great in the chat for 56.
I bet you Jay Critt ain't seen a good QB on the Bears since he's been alive.
Hey, listen, ain't none of us seen a good QB. Ain't none of us seen a good QB. Shout out to Colt. Colt been a Bears fan since 84. He's seen one, bro. He's seen one championship, bro.
Who's a QB? Who was a great QB though?
And listen.
Who was a great QB though?
And listen, since 1958, I want to say. I got to double check it because I saw it on it. We've been to the playoffs 11 times. You know how long ago we are closer to 2058 than we are to 1958.
My man said Jim Miller. I had to look up who that was. That name just eluded me. Who the heck is that?
Jim Miller was I don't know if I call him a good quarterback. He pretty much went through the same thing though. No offensive line. Miller was all right. I think, you know what the thing was? Miller won games, and so we remember him fondly. I think it's kind of like Mitch 2018 with Jim Miller.
Oh, see, at the time that he was a QB for the Bears, I wasn't even paying attention, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that wasn't.
Yeah.
98 to 02.
Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly who I was paying attention to. Randy Moss.
You know what though? The reason I knew Jim Miller, because I clearly, I said I'm 26, I'm young. The reason I knew Jim Miller was because on Madden 2002, he was still the quarterback on the Bears. And whenever he would throw a touchdown, it would be like, Miller! I'd be like, all right, yeah, I threw a touchdown. It was once in a lifetime. Hey, fam. Madden 02 was iconic, bro. That was my first Madden.
Dog.
That man said, hey, that man, the intro, when they used to put a rap song on the intro, and it was like a whole intro movie, bro. Whatever happens, the choice is all yours. This is John Madden 2002. I'm in the room getting lit.
Dog, I can't believe you just actually ran that down. I can't believe you just ran that down.
Hey, bro, that was my first Madden. That's memories, bro. And to this day, Madden ain't got no better.
I used to love how you intercept the ball and the whole screen to turn around in slow motion.
Oh my god, bro! Yeah, you know what I'm saying,
bro. Hey, yo. Anyway, though, I tell you what, though, it's crazy how the best thing we've had coming out of Chicago has either been a defense, special teams, or that's it. Defense and special teams.
Defense and special teams.
That's it.
We had Devin Hester in the defense. And we had man, let me tell you something. If you want to see bad quarterback play, listen. I can't say nothing about Mitch Trubisky when it comes to Rex Grossman. Bro. Oh, you think Jay Cutler threw off his back foot, bro? But think about this. Think about how far we've come. We just reminisced all of this, and all we talked about was he right. Jay Crit is right. We got running backs. We had running backs. We definitely had running backs.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, we did. Cutler wasn't proper either, but I
think about that. We just went down memory lane, and there was nothing to see. 11 times in 58 years, bro. I mean, 11 times since 1958, not 58 years. 11 times since 1958, we've been to the playoffs.
Bro, what was the season we went to the Super Bowl?
2006.
You know how many INTs Rex threw that year?
How many?
He had a Jameis Winston season. He had 23 TDs and 20 INTs.
Yeah, he was not good, bro. And listen, God. he threw 4 of them in the Cardinals game. He was not good. He was not good.
Oh, snap. Yeah, I'm done. I don't know what to say about that, man. Listen, you took the take. You took the take, man. This is your day. You had a rant. You did.
I mean, I feel like I needed to come on here and be with Bears fan because, all right, listen, because we do gotta look forward before we get out of here.
Oh, facts. Yeah, we definitely got.
We do gotta look forward before we get out of here.
Here we go. Who we got? Hey,
before we make that transition, big shout out to the fine people over at Martinelli Originals. Y'all check them out in the comments below, man. If you get into they have smaller sizes. I know this is huge. You're like, where am I gonna put this? This is huge, but as Donald Trump would say, huge. I know that this is a 36-inch one. They have various sizes on there, but check them out in the description below, man. It's more than just the Bulls one, the Bears one. They got Cubs ones. They got White Sox ones. If you're not even a real fan of Chicago sports or like you like the Yankees, you like whatever team you like, they got all of those. Check out Martinelli Originals. Check the link out in the description below. After the game is over, after the show is over. Look, I'm heated on that. Hey. Shout out to y'all for tuning in, man. Let's continue with the show. So, P-Kidd, we got the Vikings coming in here on Sunday. Noon game. Is it coming in here? No, we're going there, right? We're going there.
Yeah, we're going there.
We're going there. We're heading to the Vikings on Sunday. This is essentially a playoff game for this team.
No, this is a make or break game for both teams.
It absolutely is, because listen, whoever loses this has to just pray that whoever loses this is done, but whoever wins has to pray that the Cardinals lose a game, and they play Philly twice. That's a tough one, but you got a chance. If you win this game, you've got a chance. What are your thoughts about what we're going to see on Sunday versus the Minnesota Vikings from the Chicago Bears? Let us know in the chat as well.
I'll tell you what. I think we win this game. I think we win this game. I think all things considered, considering what Nagy has admitted publicly and things of that nature, I think we win this game. I'm not so much worried about this game as the rest of the schedule. However, I will say this because the Vikings totally not totally, but they lost to the Buccaneers. I think they're willing to make a statement, and I gotta admit, Captain Kirk been looking kind of hot. So I'm on the fence, but I think we edged this one out. I think we win it by. I got a 23-20 type thing going on.
I think
it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna come down.
I think we win bigger than that. I'm not gonna lie to you, because of one reason.
What's that?
Dalvin Cook versus the Bears is almost non-existent. Like before the last game, and by the way, he was non-existent in that game too. Him and Akeem Hicks really they got like a Michael Jackson bad at the beginning. Remember at the beginning of bad, like he walks in, he's like, "Oh, you ain't bad no more. You ain't bad. No, you ain't bad. You ain't nothing." That's how they are every time they get on the field. You know what I'm saying? But the moment Akeem Hicks left the game,
I'm trying to make sure we got everybody available to fill that game too. I think that's going to make a big difference.
I mean, Buster Screen's not playing, but is that really a problem? I think that Dalvin Cook is their offense, and so if Akeem Hicks can stay healthy the entire game, and not to say that's a big if, but I mean they're literally running at him the entire game. They're trying to break him down the entire game. If he can stay healthy through that game, I think that it really forces Kirk Cousins to be a quarterback. Which, yes, he can do when Dalvin Cook is the option. When Dalvin Cook can't get it going and he's no longer the option, and you gotta have Kirk Cousins get busy.
Time out. Kirk Cousins has been getting busy though, so that's the problem.
But because
has been getting busy.
But look at Dalvin Cook's numbers. Look at Dalvin Cook's numbers attached to it. When you got to worry about both of them. Absolutely, because your focus is on the dude that can put 200 yards up on you in a single rush in a single game.
All I know is lately, even with the game that we lost, our defense ain't been too hot. Our defense has regressed. Now I don't blame them. A lot of pressure's been put on them, but this is one of those games where I feel like the defense has to hold up. And when you have a team fighting for a playoff spot, you got Kirk Cousins really trying to shed the reputation he's built and stuff like that. He even had interviews talking about that last week. Yeah. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be real tight. So I tell you what, if our defense holds, we gotta win. If I'm expecting our offense to still click. I'm expecting with the changes they said.
I hope so.
I'm expecting our offense to click. Now it's about putting it together. If our defense shows up at the same time our offense shows up, then we can make some stops and score. That obviously, I mean, that sounds like a perfect game, but realistically, it's the Bears. We've been able to do one without the other all season, but to see it work simultaneously, if that happens, then yeah, I think we got to win. If not, it's gonna be real tough, man. It's gonna be real tough. I never disrespect the opponent.
I don't know. It's gonna be very tough because listen, Dalvin Cook is no slouch. Like the man literally put up two, but I think.
Wait.
What you looking at?
I'm trying to get an updated injury report.
They should have one out for maybe not. Probably. Well, no, today's Thursday. Maybe they drop it tomorrow. I don't know yet. But
hours ago, which one you looked at?
One I just listened to Matt Nagy. He basically just said that as far as injuries, I know they are coming in without Mario Edwards because he had the domestic abuse thing on him. After being in the hotel with some chick, and I'm just like, bro, like it's COVID, and you out here bringing the randos through. Come on, my guy. Come on, my guy. You trying to take everybody out. But I know Mario Edwards is not going to be there. I know that he said that Buster Screen is still in the concussion protocol, and then I think there was one more name that he said that Jalen Johnson is day to day right now. But that was all he really gave on an injury update today.
Well, Khalil Mack didn't practice. Deion Bush, Jalen Johnson, and Buster Skrine. He's out.
Yeah. So
limited participation. So I mean, I'm expecting the people on our offense to be there, but our defense, which is what we really need on. Like if Khalil doesn't play, or even if he's limited, dog, that's a loss.
I'm gonna be real with you though.
It's a loss.
It's tougher, but what they do is Akeem Hicks' strength. For some reason, they run this man right at Akeem Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
We watched in that Vikings game. I think about this. Their offense is Delvin Cook. Kirk Cousins benefits off of it. Their offense is Delvin Cook. And before Akeem Hicks went out, Delvin Cook had 36 yards. In the previous games where Kirk Cousins, or in the previous games before that, where the Vikings played the Bears, Delvin Cook on, I believe it was 36 rushes, had 89 yards in 3 games. And so I think that when you look at what the Bears' strength is versus Delvin Cook, I can see them being able to survive a limited Khalil Mack as long as you can set the edge. Listen, if Delvin Cook's able to get out in space, it's over. If you give Delvin Cook space, it's over. And so you got to be able to set the edge. You got to force him to have to run towards Akeem Hicks. And if he's able to do that, it could be a different ball game. You know what I'm saying? Could be a totally different ball game.
I'm with you.
But let us know how you guys think that this game is going to finish out. If I had to make a prediction, I would probably say Bears come away with the win. I would say, as long as Akeem Hicks stays healthy.
As long as Akeem Hicks stays
healthy. Listen, I'm telling you, my man's had 36 yards going into the, I believe, like halfway through the third quarter. Akeem Hicks went out, they ran it right where he was at, and all of a sudden this man had, he ends up with like 96 yards for the game.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as Akeem Hicks stays healthy.
I'm lagging a little bit. Am I good?
You good.
Good. Bet.
As long as Akeem Hicks stays healthy, I'm gonna pick the Bears. I'm gonna say not as big of an offensive output, but still a win. I'm gonna say Bears 26, Vikings say 13. I don't believe in Kirk Cousins, bro.
Hey, listen, I believe in Kirk more than I believe in Mitch. I just say that much.
Absolutely. But listen, this Vikings defense ain't nothing to write home about. They're not a top defense in this NFL either. So if he was able to get it done versus the Texans, he was able to get it done versus Detroit, he should be able to get it done versus the Vikings.
I hope so, man. Listen, I
really hope so.
As much as we disagree on everything else, I say this. I'm hoping for a Bears win.
I think we kind of agreed on a lot, but we was disagreeing on really one guy, which is
listen, when your team has gone through this and it's this bad, we're just really arguing of who goes first. And so
who's getting fired first.
Outside of that, we're
they're all gone, but who's getting fired first?
Yeah, that's really what it is. I think everybody in the chat did the same thing. It was like, okay, no, this guy. Okay, the Spider-Man photo. Like, you go first.
It's Pace, Nagy, and Phillips just pointing at each other, just who's getting fired first.
Okay, all right. No severance for you, huh? All right.
Oh, that's good. That is good.
Let's do it. Hey, listen, hoping for Bears win. I got a close victory. You got a large margin. It doesn't matter. Hey, listen, we need the win because if we don't get the win, we're coming back next week. And guess what? We're talking about how trash we are, and we're going to talk about who needs to be going first. So, hey, let's do this. Let's see who goes first. Y'all tell us what y'all want to do in the chat, who you got going. Of course, y'all should have the Bears, but if you don't, I'd love to hear why. And I would love to hear who needs to go first definitively.
You want to hear why? Besides the obvious reasons.
You have to fire one guy. You can only fire one guy. Tell me who that guy is.
Okay, you out here giving homework at the end of the.
Listen, we gotta make it fun. We got 56 people sitting there chilling with us.
Hey, for real,
you get to fire one guy. Tell me who the one guy is.
Oh man, we got Nagy, we got Pace. Nobody saying Trubisky. Nobody saying Phillips. But Dame said the Vikings. All right.
Hey, I like his commitment to the.
You know what I'm saying, Vikings.
I like this commitment to the cause.
Oh man. We appreciate you guys for joining the chat. Before we get up out of here, we talking Bears, man. Let me get them Bear Dons in the chat. Let me get them Bear Dons in the chat. Bear Don, Bear Don, Bear Don. Listen, at the end of the day, we were Bears fans when we got here. We were Bears fans well before Matt Nagy got here. We will be Bears fans well after Matt Nagy gets here. And guess what?
Over, baby.
We probably still won't have a quarterback. And we still gonna go out every Sunday and root for this Bears team. Hey, listen, it's tough. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the page, man. It is your boy, Pat the Designer, joined by P.Kidd. Shout out to y'all for joining the show. Tune in to the rest of our Bears content on the page as well. And y'all know I have a video up for y'all tomorrow. It is your boy, Pat the Designer. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago, or wherever you are. Peace.